Hey guys, it's the day after Valentine's Day. Happy Side Chicks Day. Enjoy that 50%
Or
off
side
or
dicks.
side dicks, either one. And also enjoy that 50% off Candy Day. We know that y'all have been busy all week in, getting ready for the Valentine's Day shenanigans. So we're going to keep it light this week. We've got a shit ton of news, and Eric is going to go through it after this. Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Concentrated, the podcast about all of the stuff that we find cool and interesting as nerds of color. I'm your host, Maria, and as always, I am joined by the lovely Manira.
Hey.
And Eric, who has taken time off from his touring with Jodeci to grace us with his presence today.
I really want to know you. Come and talk to me. Ooh. Really want to know you.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, the only thing I really want to know is what the hell is going on, because it seems like there was just a ton of stuff in the news cycle this week. So with that, we are going to dedicate this week's not episode.
Ooh, the episode.
We're
I love
Canadian
it.
Yes,
for our
for
Canadian
Canadian
listeners.
listeners.
I think we have one.
We're going to dedicate this week's episode to Eric doing the news. Pew, 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 pew.
Beep, 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 doo, doo, doo. What?
News. He had to throw up the
No, I know.
drumstick to catch it.
We're with you. We're with you.
I love that we all did different
Mhm.
genres.
Yep.
I love that.
We're
I love that
diverse
about
like
us.
that. All right, so Eric,
All right.
let's go.
I only got one death. It is
It's
Larry.
a belch.
Yes, it's a belch. Larry Flynt. What is it? Penthouse was his
No,
magazine?
Hustler.
Hustler, yes.
So many of our younger
either way, he's
viewers and listeners probably have no
I
idea.
have no idea who he is.
creepy ass old man. More notably that he was shot while defending his free speech. He was a free speech advocate and a First Amendment advocate. Kind of a shitty person and kind of a gross old man, but it was like the grosser Hugh Hefner.
Yeah,
if that's
his
possible.
magazine. I'm old, but I'm not that old, so I've never actually seen an issue of Hustler. But apparently, it was just a lot raunchier than because Playboy was trying to be classy, and apparently there was
Yeah.
no class with Hustler. It was just nasty.
Mhm.
Padow.
Yep. Yeah, it's I don't know. Never been a fan of him personally. Woody Harrelson played him in the movie The People versus Larry Flynt. I enjoyed the movie more because Woody Harrelson's a
I
great
enjoyed the
actor.
movie as well.
Larry Flynt's still kind of a weird old creepy man. He is dead at 78.
78.
I mean,
really?
I would have thought he was older than that.
Me too.
Nope. 1941.
Well,
Yeah, I believe he had a stroke recently as well, but he's
yeah.
he died of heart failure.
Full disclosure, I thought he was already dead because I know a couple of years
As
back
did I.
he had a really bad stroke or seizure or some shit. I don't know.
I think we might have confused him for Hugh Hefner. When
No, I
Hefner
know
died a
Hugh
few years
Hefner.
Yeah,
ago.
no,
I knew
I
Hugh
know
Hefner
the
was dead.
difference
Yeah.
between the two, but I remember because he was already in a wheelchair. Something had happened, and I was like, oh, he finally kicked the bucket.
Well, the wheelchair was from him being shot.
yeah.
All right, don't whisper. It's not a
Listen, we
secret.
know
No,
he
he
went
was.
through some
He's
shit,
been
right?
paralyzed. Yeah,
Right.
he's been paralyzed since the 70s.
All right.
But anyway, yeah, he's dead. So
Well, next
Yeah, I
story.
mean, he passed
Next
the old people
story.
threshold, and we don't really care about him that much.
oh
so-
yeah, no,
Right.
he was hella old. He made it past 60. Anyway, all right. Next, I got a quick one. Because it is Valentine's Day when we're recording this. Ava DuVernay's pilot for the CW, Naomi, based on the Brian Michael Bendis comic, has been picked up, and she's going to be shooting the pilot soon after she finishes DMZ.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're
Wait a minute.
gonna hit this one? Okay,
I'll take it. Yeah, no, I'll take it. You were all because it is Valentine's Day, and I was like, oh, okay, well, what you got? And then you were like, my bae, and I was like, wait a minute.
She out here doing big comic things. She's doing the only thing in the DC universe that I can give a shit about currently because we have more DC news in a little bit, but
I say that. Wait, that trailer.
more excited about
for
that.
Superman and Lois. That didn't do it for you.
No.
Ugh.
Superman with janky teeth
It looks terrible.
and tiny.
Looks so bad. So bad.
He is supposed to be this male specimen, and his teeth are fucked up. Madam.
That's one of the things when they first cast him. I was like, I don't know this guy, but he's got kind of like them really close teeth, and I
Yeah,
was
he's
like,
got chiclet
you're
teeth.
supposed to be,
He
you're supposed to be like
does.
Superman, and I don't think any of the Supermen have ever had like bad.
Oh no,
teeth.
this one does.
And they've all been
Yeah.
tall, and he is small.
Yeah,
And
I
listen,
noticed that him standing next to Lois, like he's kind of short.
he's Lois height, and that is not supposed to be a thing.
I need them to watch.
I mean, I don't want to
No,
shame him.
I'm
or
not
anything,
shaming
but-
him, but the show doesn't
Right.
look great.
All I'm saying is I
No.
need them to go back to the only property outside of the original Wonder Woman movie that they've done well, which is the Justice League cartoons. Look at those ratios. Do you remember the size difference between Superman and Lois on the show? That's what I need. You're not giving me that?
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Well, I mean, I enjoy Shazam. Shazam.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Shazam. It's because it's so
Yeah.
good you almost forget that it's a DC property.
It doesn't feel like it's in the same universe until like they have those little breaks where they're like reminding you, like, oh yeah, Aquaman exists and Superman is gonna have lunch with them, but yeah, you don't want to remember that it's in the same universe because it almost feels too good to be in
It does.
the shitty universe
Not
that we've
almost.
come from.
It does.
Yeah.
But it's not chiclet teeth.
No,
Superman.
it's
Let's-
No,
actual decent
Zachary
Superman.
Levi, who plays Shazam, has good teeth. So good for him. Not good for Tyler Hoechlin, however the fuck you say his name. Houghton. Yeah, the show doesn't look good.
And
Moving
he's
along.
a good actor.
He is a good actor. He's from what is that? Teen Wolf or
Teen
something?
Wolf? Mm.
Never seen it. Seen the Michael J. Fox version.
He was
Good shit.
he was very good looking in Teen Wolf because he played a wolf, and it was
you can have
believable.
You can have bad
because
teeth when you're a wolf.
You can, and he's very hairy. So I completely got. Listen, as a wolf person, you would want them to be hairy.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I want my wolf
No,
to have hair.
you're right.
I only know the Michael J. Fox and the Jason Bateman versions. I don't know anything past that.
Ugh.
It was good.
So.
It was good for what it was.
If no one's on top of a truck surfing, I don't care.
No one was on top.
Did they play basketball?
Not my
Did-
Teen Wolf.
did he use
Okay,
his
Eric,
wolf
moving
powers to-
They did
along. No one
lacrosse.
cares
They did
about this
lacrosse.
Teen Wolf show. Keep it
Yeah,
moving.
no, I don't.
They did lacrosse.
All right. So I got a bunch of casting news
Okay.
and I got a bunch of uncasting news. Anyway, so we're gonna do the casting news first because it's someone we should celebrate, aka Pedro Pascal, the
The
Mandalorian,
homie.
the homie, Chile's finest.
Is he? Is that
he
he's
has been
Chilean?
cast? Yeah, he's Chilean.
Mm-hmm.
He's Chilean, and Oscar Isaacs is like his best friend, and he is where's he from? Argentina, or he's from one of those countries near Chile. But Manira's gonna Google it while I continue my news.
He's one of those countries near Chile. You mean
He's
all of Latin
Guatemalan.
America?
Is he Oscar Isaacs is
Yes.
Guatemalan?
No, not Guacamalan. He's Guatemalan.
He's Guatemalan. Oscar Isaac.
Ooh, and he's a Pisces. What up?
I don't know any
Girl,
of that, but okay.
Why are you worried about his water signs?
What?
Come on, keep it moving. Keep moving.
I'm not. No, he is Guatemala. He is
Yes,
Guatemalan.
Oscar
He's from
Isaac is Guatemalan. Yes.
Okay.
Pedro
And he's a Pisces,
Pascal.
like I said. What's up?
Pedro Pascal has been cast in one of the main roles as Joel in the HBO adaptation of The Last of Us, based on the Naughty Dog game that came out for PS3 and then PS4. Alongside him, though,
Talk about it.
Bella Ramsey has been cast as Ellie, the female lead in that show. If you don't know her name, Bella Ramsey also played Lady Mormont
Yeah, I would say you know who
in
she
Game
is.
of Thrones. Both of them are Game of Thrones alums.
Mhm.
And she was the angry teenager who killed a White Walker giant by herself. So she will be our Ellie.
badass. I'm so excited about this.
Mhm.
Yeah, the show, like just off the bat, those two casting, that's great casting.
Mhm.
So
That's exciting.
I'm really looking forward to it because the games are amazing and both of them are very good
and
actors.
pretty. Like, don't
Yeah.
forget the games are pretty. So I'm very hopeful that with this casting and if they really try to stay true to the game, it's going to be a beautiful show to watch.
Yeah. I have some more Oscar Isaacs news, but I'll get to it once we get to some of our uncasting news because it's related
Okay.
because shitty people say shitty things.
Ooh.
But yeah, keep an eye out for that. I'm sure they'll drop more news later about the rest of the remaining cast for The Last of Us because it's a pretty big show, and hopefully they're covering the first season. I mean, the first game, and maybe they'll wait a little bit to cover the second game because a lot happens between the two.
Mhm.
You were gonna say the rest of us for The Last of Us.
Yep,
weren't
the rest
you?
of us. This is us.
I heard
this
it.
is us
and
too.
I couldn't keep it in.
All right,
I love it. Sorry.
we got some more director news.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
1997. You guys remember it? The year?
Mhm.
Do you
Yes,
remember?
fondly.
Do you remember the amazing cinematic journey that was John Woo's Face
Oh my
Off?
God. Yes.
Yes, fondly.
Yes. Well, we got the news that we are getting not a remake,
Okay.
not a reboot, but a direct sequel. And this comes to
No?
us from writer director Adam Wingard.
But how? Wait a minute.
How, Sway?
I don't know.
How?
Okay. Adam Wingard, you may know the name. Well, you probably don't know the name. You will in about a month. Adam Wingard normally directs horror movies. Some of his biggest horror movies will be ABCs of Death,
Mhm.
You're Next. Most importantly, he is the director and writer of Kong versus Godzilla.
Okay.
So this is his next project after Kong versus Godzilla is
Which
I love
doesn't look
I
like
love
a
all
scary
of
movie at all.
those things.
no, but he does a lot of like horror sci-fi.
Okay,
And
ooh,
if you've ever seen Your Next, it was really good.
stop, because I'm very, very confused.
He also
He's done-
unfortunately did the American remake of Death Note, which while it wasn't very good, it was really gory.
Okay, he's done all these things. Congratulations. How in the fuck are they going to do a sequel to Face Off? And by default, if it is a sequel, does that then mean that Travolta and Cage are guaranteed to be in it? Because,
Didn't Cage die?
Yes.
Okay.
but maybe he didn't die.
Why'd you say it like that? Like, yes,
Yes.
and?
It's a movie, madam. The laws of death do not work.
I don't know how I feel about any of this, but I can tell you it's not good. I know that whatever I'm feeling right now, the emotion may not have a name, but it ain't good.
I don't know. Is Elijah Dushku coming back? Wasn't she in it?
She was not.
I believe. No.
You're-
Hold on. Who was the
Yeah, it
daughter?
wasn't her.
You're thinking the other little white girl. It was not Eliza Dushku.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna pull up some.
If I
No,
remember,
Dominique Swan.
Yeah.
Or Swain, I guess. What's she doing? She gonna be in this?
Probably hoping they're calling her for that sequel.
Right.
Nothing about this is good, Eric. I thought you said this was good news. This is not good news.
It could be great news if you let them be.
No, Eric. No. No. Listen, the first one was really good. I still watch it. Nicolas Cage, some of the things that he says are very problematic, but I still enjoy it because how are we doing this and why are we doing this again if he's not here anymore? If we don't need if Castor Troy is not here anymore, then why are we doing this again?
I don't know. I don't need to know. I'm just happy that
Ugh.
it's happening.
Yes,
Really?
because
Really? Yep.
Eric likes to drive slowly past the 20-car pileup. He wants to see every intimate detail of the wreck. He lives for this shit.
I do. To quote Vin Diesel in Triple X, I live for this shit.
Oh my god. Okay.
Well, you quoted Vin Diesel,
Next
not me.
fucking story.
So, thank
Eric.
you.
This is boo. Next story.
I'll watch it though. I mean, it's
Right?
ish. I'll watch it though. I gotta
Well, if you two
find out
watch it
whose-
now, I
whose
have to
face
watch
is
it.
gonna
This
be
is
off.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is
Yep,
bullshit.
we got to watch it. Who's facing off?
Mm-hmm.
We got to know. All right.
Wait, did they kill CCH Pounder? Is she dead?
She did die. Yeah, remember
Yeah.
they when he's talking about how he got his face back, they lined them up and they gassed him and burned him.
Okay.
I was
Alright,
sad
sorry.
because she was like one of the good characters in that movie.
Mhm. I was
They
trying
also
to see
killed
who-
the
Next
they killed the doctor who did the
story.
procedure.
Who did the things? Yeah.
He's gonna take his face off.
No more drugs for that man.
All
I
right,
love that movie.
now we're getting into the fun.
Oh my
news.
god! Oh my god!
What?
Oh my god! Okay, I know who it could be. It could be The Boys. It could be John Travolta's son and Nicolas Cage's son.
Madam,
Yes.
John Travolta's son is dead in that
that's
movie.
right.
That is the
And
point of the
and he
movie
took the
that he
other
killed his
one.
son.
God damn it! I was like, no, he took his son, so he's got two kids. No,
Yeah,
he's got
he took
he's
his
got-
son from life.
Yes, he took Nicolas Cage's son. Now I don't know. I was rewriting it.
Next
I'm sorry. I'm excited.
Fucking
right.
story, please.
All
Oh my
right.
god, you too.
I was gonna say now we're getting into the fun news, the uncasting.
All right.
So
Jesus,
I'm
what
gonna
you
hit the
got?
easy one, and then we'll go for the last two stories are
Okay.
big.
Okay.
All right. So Bam Margera. I don't know if you guys remember the Jackass films. The last one came out, I want to say, in
Yes.
2010.
Mm-hmm.
Jackass 3. They are making a Jackass 4. It is being directed by Jeff Tremaine, who directed the first three movies. He also directed Bad Grandpa with Johnny Knoxville.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, and I don't know if you know the history of Bam Margera, he has been having some issues with
Hmm.
sobriety. He's also gained a good bit of weight,
Yeah,
and
he's
he has
starting to
stopped
look like
skateboarding. He
Uncle
has a lot of
Vito.
Yeah, he has a lot of health
Hmm.
issues. Apparently, he has been kicked off the movie, and they're talking about removing his parts from the movie because Paramount apparently paid a whole bunch of money to help him stay clean during production, and he just
Mm.
kept on not staying clean.
Clean.
So now he's calling for fans of the franchise to boycott the film because they're kicking him off of essentially his own product, because the Jackass films came from his original skate videos, the CKY
Hmm.
videos,
Mm-hmm.
um, like CKY 2K, and Jackass came out of that for MTV. So he's a little upset that they're basically kicking him off of his own shit.
Hmm.
But you had one job.
Addiction is hard and it's very real.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to believe that Paramount was not paying for like the bargain basement rehab and addiction. Like I would assume they were putting out the money for the good shit. Um
No, I mean, as much money as the Jackass movies, like, it's one of those things where like the cost to profit ratio is ridiculous because these movies take
Mm-hmm.
almost nothing to make, and they make
yeah,
tons
cuz
of money,
people
even if even if they're like pre-COVID, the first Jackass was a box office
yeah, it was
like
huge.
Mm-hmm.
explosion. It was
But here's the
crazy,
thing though.
and the second and third
It's
as well.
2021. When you go back and watch those movies, a lot of what was in them is actually problematic as hell. Even
Oh,
even
super
outside of
problematic.
just the ridiculous stunts that they were doing and how not safe
Yeah.
they were, like legit, just a lot of problematic tones. Who is actually checking for Jackass 4 in 2021?
Madam, have you been in the comments of like
Yeah,
any kind of
Uh,
YouTube
as I
or
say, a lot of guys
yeah.
my age.
yeah?
Like the first movie, the budget was 5 million. They made almost
Mhm.
80 million.
I I
I mean,
profit
listen,
with
I
them
I saw
somewhere.
them. Yeah,
I saw it
I've
twice in the
seen them
theater. Yeah,
all. They're hilarious, but I'm just
it's one of those things where like people change, tastes
yeah.
change,
Yeah.
Yeah,
times
and that's the
change.
point that I'm making, that like okay, Bam, yes, talk to your fans to help unfuck the thing you fucked by not doing what you were supposed to do. I get it, I guess.
But
But overall, who cares?
but wouldn't you want your fans to be like, "No, dude, we would much rather see you in this movie safe and
Yeah,
sober."
clean and sober.
Sober, right. We like you that way. We don't
Well,
like
that's
you
that's
harming
what you would
yourself.
want if you were not a self-destructive person
Yeah, that's the other thing. I believe he has some self-destructive issues, and he
and
needs
also
to see
self-centered.
he needs
He needs a
counseling.
lot.
Yeah, and he's kind of been in a downward spiral since Ryan Dunn died, and then Uncle Don Vito died,
Yeah.
and that was after Don Vito got put up on like child sex charges. So
He's been through a lot, and honestly, like I wish him no ill. Like I said, I was a fan, enjoyed his movies. I hope he can get his life turned around, but this ain't what you want, player. Like sitting here trying to get people
yeah,
to advocate, stop. Just go take care of yourself. Go get better. Go get well.
yeah, he essentially rallied his fans to, instead of paying to see the movie, send him $1 on Venmo.
For more drug?
Mm,
Can
allegedly,
allegedly.
yeah,
This
No.
tea is so
This
delicious.
is not
Just gonna leave
okay.
that
yeah.
there. Mm.
So moving on, Jackass 4 will eventually hit theaters at some point, probably next year if we're lucky. I believe he is also calling out Spike Jones, who is the producer. He's been the producer since the original Jackass on
Mhm.
MTV. Um, and Spike Jones got too much money to care about your
Right.
bullshit.
Pretty much.
He's an Oscar winner. He got all that money. He don't care.
All right, next story.
Anyway, next story. I got a little bit. This Manira is going to hate this one because Manira loves the MCU and would like to see it now. But apparently, Marvel boss Kevin Feige is saying he has no plans and is adamant about not releasing Black Widow on Disney Plus.
Are you okay, girl? Are you okay? We
She
lost her.
died.
She just
No,
died right there.
I'm not okay. Why? Why did he say that? Why? You know what? You
Because
know what?
money.
You know what, Kevin? Pull
Because
the
he wanted
fuck
to have
up.
Okay, all right.
money.
Pull
Wait,
up.
wait a second. Is
Like, what?
there, Marvel likes to surprise us. Is there maybe something in that movie that sets up the new phase in a way that it really needs to be seen on the big screen?
The only thing that I can think would be Florence Pugh's character, who is Natasha's sister. Maybe there's a post-credit scene now in time after Endgame with her popping up as the new Black Widow. That would be the only thing that I could think story-wise,
Yeah.
or canonically, that would affect it.
But things are rolling. Like things are rolling. We are rolling
Technically, like
without this.
WandaVision has really been in literally its own little bubble, but like we haven't really seen any other characters. So I don't know. I think he was basically quoted as saying that, it's one of those things where he would rather get a lot of profit later than a little bit of profit now. And I think he has the evidence of basically how they released Mulan on Disney Plus Premiere for an extra $30, and it didn't sell very well. Like it did okay,
Then
but
why are we doing Raya then? In that same breath, why are we doing Raya and asking the people to pay money for Raya if we
Because
thought that
because
Mulan
that's
didn't do
Disney,
very
and
well?
Disney is like, we're getting our money however we can, and
yeah.
him being Marvel kind of separate is like, nah, that's not going to work for Marvel. Or at least he's gonna try to
So
fight that fight, because the mouse is gonna win in the end.
right.
So
So then if that's pushing that, if he keeps pushing Black Widow, is he pushing everything back?
He has not said, but remember the next thing after Black Widow, and right now Black Widow is on track to be released in the summer. I think that they're trying to get it for its May release, where it was originally supposed to be last year. Um, and worse than that, they'll probably push it to later in the summer.
I
I
think
think
that'll
the
be
only movie they've
okay
ever
though.
released in August was Ant
I
Man.
think I think that'll push. I think that May at the latest July is still okay, because the reality is,
I think he's more so keeping an eye on like
yep,
how
that's exactly what I
vaccinations
was
are
going to
going.
say.
Yeah.
Because if the vaccination rates, I mean, because everything that they're saying now is like, look, get vaccinated. Even if you're vaccinated, you still need to wear a mask. There's just less of a chance of you getting it. Or if you do get it, it's more like a cold and not you won't die. Once we get to that point and there's enough, I mean, we're never getting herd immunity. That's just fiction. It's not going to happen. But if you can get at least a quarter to 50% of the population vaccinated by beginning to midsummer, going to the movie theater doesn't seem like a crazy thing anymore. So maybe he's got it right, and we just need to pump our brakes. No, Manera, that's not what you want to hear.
No. No.
I tried. I tried.
No, because I know how these vaccinations are going, and only certain people are getting them. It's hard pressed to find them. All that good stuff. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, the smart people who are actually scientists are saying, by April, whoever wants one should be able to get it at a fairly expedient pace.
Mhm.
So maybe by May, but again, I would say if they're going to do this, push it to August. August is a good month for like sleeper hits because they don't release a lot of things in
And
August.
also, people are going to be so pressed to get out the fucking house. Everybody's going to go see it, even if they weren't going to go see it originally. So,
ooh, I
Yep.
don't want to go see it in the Prac Theater though. No,
Well, I
thank
mean,
you.
yeah,
okay,
but if you're
if they decide to release
vaccinated,
in
you're
theaters,
fine.
No,
yeah,
thank you.
that's how it works.
I've gotten used to not seeing people, not seeing like a lot of people. Seeing a lot of people will freak, like when I see like a lot of people in a grocery store or something, I get a little
Yeah.
and that's even still like I'm keeping in my little bubble, but no, I don't know. I
Well,
don't
if
know.
if
I don't
it's
know.
if it works out and they do release it in theaters, or if they do one of those like in theaters and on Disney Plus premiere the same day, maybe we rent out the Alamo like
Don't
we've
do
been
that
talking.
then. Listen, don't, if it's just in theaters, then put it just in theaters. Don't say in theaters and Disney Plus because you could have put it on Disney Plus. Kevin makes me sick sometimes.
Yikes. Okay.
He's just doing
Sorry.
what he's
Sorry.
doing the best that he can do to make sure that we get the money to
Right.
make
I
more
was going to
Marvel
say,
stuff.
he is doing the Lord's work. And sometimes the Lord's work is not pretty or fun. Manero, we just need to, he has not led us wrong. So we need to just hold on a
The
little
man
bit
has been
longer.
around since Blade.
Exactly.
He knows what works and what
I
doesn't.
trust him. I know you don't trust him right now because he's not giving you
He's
what
trying
you
to
want.
secure the bag.
But I need him to secure the bag so we get all the movies and all the things. Manera, I'm sorry, baby. I'm not with you on this one.
I can hate him by myself.
I don't need y'all's
Don't
permission
feel
to
my
hate.
wrath. Right. I don't need y'all's permission. I'll hate him. I'll hate him and then I'll turn around and love him again. But then I'll hate him some more.
All right, that's fair. I'll allow it.
Yeah. All right. So I got three last
All right, let's
stories.
go.
All right.
One we all saw coming, and Maria mentioned it earlier. We got the first official full length trailer for now being called Zack Snyder's Justice League, not the Snyder cut.
They will placate white men, will they not? My
Yeah,
Lord.
in this new trailer
My
we saw
Lord.
legitimate dark side. We saw more scenes of Ray Fisher's Cyborg actually doing something besides, being the team hacker.
He
We
does
saw
look amazing. It looks
he looks
that looks
better,
good.
and
Yeah.
we'll get more into him in a little bit. But like, uh, while the movie still looks like gigantic ass, I compared it earlier today to him getting a multi-million-dollar do-over where he looked at a C student's paper and copied theirs and did everything he could to make it a B plus. It doesn't feel fair to filmmakers who have been like locked out of editing rooms or given budgetary constraints or had the production company tell him he couldn't do this or this. You're getting a do-over. And I don't know, some people would say it's a sympathy do-over because the reason he left the film in the first place was to deal with a family tragedy.
Oh,
But at
is
the same
that why
time,
he
like,
left? I didn't know why he left originally.
yeah, his daughter unfortunately committed
Oh my
suicide and he
God.
left because of
Okay.
that. Yeah, so like I can understand that, but they gave you the option of either putting it on hold or bringing in someone else, and he was mentally exhausted, and I completely understand that if you want to step away from it, but I don't know if he had any choice in who they picked as the step-in director, and then Joss Whedon came in and, as the reports have been saying, reshot something like 70% of the movie to kind of change the tone and make it more jovial, because the Warner Brothers have basically been saying these are too serious. These are not fun superhero movies. Why can't we be more like Marvel?
Because you can't. Sorry.
Because you can't. Because they took a decade before they had, they took like 5 years before Avengers and 5 movies, and you guys were like, nope, we did one Superman and then we did a Batman and now we're doing Justice League. We'll get to Wonder Woman after that if there's time. So we got the first trailer for that. That is dropping, I believe,
no
March
words.
16th.
Just whatever. Let's just get it over with.
There's a lot of filler in that trailer.
There's a lot, and then apparently there's a lot of new things that he shot just for this, including the reveal came out earlier in the week of Jared Leto's updated Joker from the Suicide Squad.
No
Batman
one
universe.
wants that. No one wants that.
Jared.
Here's the thing about.
Excuse me, Maria. Jared Leto wants that.
Jared Leto wants that. Jared Leto fucking loves playing the Joker, even though no one wants his ass in the movie. He's in it. We also got a quick couple extra seconds of I forget the young lady's name who plays Barry Allen's love interest.
For now.
Kirstie Clemens.
For now.
She's in the trailer for a couple seconds more. Still has no lines that we can hear, but and even confirmed that she's not going to be in the Flash solo movie.
That's what I hear right now. Just womp 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 womp.
It looks like pretty Zack Snyder slow-mo. The Jared Leto thing is basically an extended version of that Batman nightmare where he goes he can see in the future and like Superman is evil and Darkseid has invaded Earth. So Jared Leto is in that, and he's in his nightmare. So he's not even part of the canonical fucking story. He threw him in because he wanted to put Jared Leto in the movie.
Stupid. Next story.
Okay. Well, now we get into the less fun stories. You want to handle the shitbird, or you want to handle the creepy shitbird?
Ooh, I say.
Which one do you guys want first?
Creepy shitbird first.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I agree with her because this is really troubling, whereas the other shitbird brought it on herself.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk Joss Whedon, who we just mentioned in Justice League. Plus, it's a good segue. We're just talking about Justice League. multiple actresses. Charisma Carpenter, who was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, um,
Cordelia. I
as
remember
well
her.
as Michelle Trachtenberg, have come out against Joss Whedon. Charisma Carpenter first came out in defense of Ray Fisher and his treatment with the Warner Brothers investigation into things that happened on the set of Justice League. She mentioned several of her bad experiences with Joss Whedon, including him calling her fat while she was pregnant, things like that, and him basically just being an angry man child. Michelle Trachtenberg then jumped on that and said that she had several of the same experiences and basically mentioned that there was a rule on set that Joss was not to be left alone with her.
She was a
She was
fucking
a
child
teenager.
at the
Yeah,
time.
she was a
Yeah.
teenager at the time. She had come off of filming Harriet the Spy and was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So, yeah.
Why everybody wants to talk about cancel culture. Why the fuck has he not been 100% completely canceled yet?
A rich white man. Next.
I guess you're right.
Did you
Yeah.
need anything else?
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, they've all come out against him, and even Sarah Michelle Gellar, who played Buffy, has come out and said that while she does not regret playing the character, she can no longer stay silent on her. Here you go. While I am proud to have my name associated with Buffy Summers, I don't want to be forever associated with the name Joss Whedon. I am more focused on raising my family and surviving a pandemic currently, so I will not be making any further statements at this time, but I stand with all survivors of abuse and I am proud of them for speaking out, which is probably the safest fucking thing she could say.
To say, yeah, he did it, y'all. He ain't shit. Because that's what she's really saying.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that, and basically be like, oh, don't come for me. I don't agree with it. I was there, but I don't agree with it. I didn't do shit, even though I was the main star, but I don't agree with it.
Well, that, and I mean, we don't know what she's ready to talk about.
Right,
Yeah.
because she could have her own
This was-
experiences that she...
right.
Yeah, this was safety for safety's sake because
Yeah.
she didn't want to get dragged down into this.
Or things brought up that she doesn't want to talk about.
Yeah. So
I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And you know what? I think the thing that I don't get the most is, because I said it, like, where the fuck is cancel culture with him? But let's be real. To me, there is no such thing as fucking cancel culture. If you did some shit that you had no business doing, and then you have to deal with the repercussions of said shit that you did, that is not cancel culture. That is you dealing with the fucked up shit you did. The end. Why is that so hard for people to understand?
that is consequences.
I know they both start with the letter C, but they don't quite mean the same thing.
Yeah, Carpenter went on to say that basically he would passive aggressively basically tell her that he's going to fire her when she was pregnant while filming Angel. The stress of it caused her to experience Braxton Hicks contractions. Yeah, she just had a very bad time on set and believes that she was let go from the show because of her experiences with Joss Whedon.
As an Angel fan and an Angel and Cordelia
Mhm.
fan, her abrupt leaving definitely makes sense to me now. Like,
Yeah, she says she believes that she was written off the show in 2003 as retaliation because she became pregnant.
and she wasn't quote unquote hot anymore. She couldn't wear the short dresses and be, hot Cordelia.
She says she was also berated over her appearance, reprimanding her for getting a tattoo, calling her fat when she was pregnant, and he became vindictive after refusing multiple calls from her agent when he learned of her pregnancy.
He's a fucking dick. The end. That's all. Fuck Josh Whedon. I mean, I got nothing else.
Yeah, and it's even more alarming because for the longest time Joss Whedon was considered like the feminist white man director, and like he cast a lot of women in his
Yeah,
shows.
because he's a creepy
and,
fuck that probably just wanted to sexually harass them.
Yeah, say most of his shows featured like the females were the main star. You had Angel, you had, well, not Angel because you had Buffy. Angel was the spinoff. You had Firefly. You had what's the other one? Dollhouse. Was it Dollhouse with Eliza Dushku?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was very creepy to me, and I stopped watching because
yeah, and then they had a weird jump where it was in the future, and I don't know. Yeah, and he also, for the longest time, was attached to direct Batgirl because apparently he wrote some okay Batgirl comics, and he was supposed to be directing the Batgirl movie. So he is off that now, and yeah, just a genuinely shitty person who is just now, coming to
Yay.
light because she's talking about stuff that happened in 2003. That was almost 20 years ago, guys.
And he clearly hasn't changed because we've got Ray Fisher talking about this fucking Justice League stuff. So he can go.
Yeah, and Ray Fisher's adds on top of it because he's basically saying that Joss Whedon is also a little racist too.
Would not
So
surprise me. Let's just leave it there.
not just a misogynist, also a racist.
Um, I just did some looking, and we might need to rethink a couple of things.
Why?
Like what?
No, not the three of us, the two of us. I just did some digging, and I saw a couple of things. Remember what we were talking about? What we would like to podcast next? He apparently is a writer and creator.
Oh, yeah. No. So I looked into that deeper. It
Oh,
was his
yeah.
idea. He started the writing,
Okay.
and then because if you go, they make it very clear that he is no longer associated with the show. Yeah.
Okay, I got really sad because I was like, I want
Yeah.
to.
No. I wouldn't
Yeah,
look.
he's on
Okay.
that kind of the same way. I don't know if you saw Shadow in the Cloud, which is Chloe Grace Moretz's movie that came out earlier this year. Fantastic movie. It was written by Max Brooks, son of Mel Brooks. And he has some allegations have come out against him. The director, who is I forget her name, she's an excellent director. She basically came out and said that the studio bought the script from him, and that it was he did the thing in school, like when you put your font really big and like it seems like you have a lot of pages, but once you get to, she was like, basically his script came down to something like 70 pages of what should have been like a 140-page script. So she rewrote most of it, and he basically just gets a writing credit because they have to, because of the Writers Guild.
Yeah.
Okay. I got
And
very
she wanted, she wanted
it's
nothing to do with
literally,
him.
And for our viewers and listeners, like, what the hell are they talking about? There's this new show coming out called The Nevers. We're very excited about it. It's basically medieval X-Men with women. It looks great. His name is associated with it in that it was his idea. But when you start peeling back the layers, HBO was very much like, no, he's not part of this anymore. So
Yeah, he's given a creator credit and probably a producer
and
credit,
that's it.
but I don't think he's
He
actually
is not.
directing any of it.
Okay.
Oh wait, no,
Wait.
I think he is actually directing 2 episodes.
Ugh.
We'll get into that. We'll keep an
figure
eye
that
on
out.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So anything else?
No, don't edit it out. Like these are things that we have to look out for now.
Yeah.
And it is unfortunate because he's a shitbird.
Yeah. All right.
So
do some fun shit.
I got
Oh,
one
it's
more
the
story.
funnest of them all.
And it's a story in 2
Can we do
parts.
air horns here?
I will add them in. We're getting air horns right here. And
go. You guys know The Mandalorian. We all know and love it.
I'm familiar. Yeah.
You
Might have
guys
seen it once or
know
twice.
the Rebellion drop trooper Cara Dune, played by former MMA star Gina Carano.
I know of her. Yes. Yes.
She has been fired from the show. Disney apparently she went on this was the last straw because she's been kind of wild on social media for the last year since before the pandemic. The last straw for them was her basically posting a story on her Instagram and then deleting it, comparing the Republican, being a Republican now to being a Jew during the Holocaust.
Oh.
Because, having your own political views and being eradicated as a culture, totally the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely the exact same thing.
This is on top of back at the beginning of the pandemic, she was complaining that gyms needed to reopen because working out cures depression and cures COVID. Later on, she dipped her toes into the QAnon movement, where she was constantly going
both which
to
are not
save
true.
the children
Hold on.
rallies.
First off, both of those are not true.
Definitely not true.
Like any licensed therapist will tell you that yes, anything that lifts your spirit you should do, but working out does not cure depression, and it most certainly does not fucking cure COVID.
Nope. I've definitely talked to some gym bros that think the same way. Like, oh no, if you're in good shape, you can't get it. That's not true, bro.
That's not how
Put
that
your
works.
put your weights down, put on some fucking gloves, go home. Yeah, she got into QAnon when she went to the Save the Children rallies and was talking about the sex trafficking things that they believe that children are being sex trafficked for their adrenochrome because it helps the Satan worshiping Democrats and the deep state and whatever. Um, she also then got into
Girl,
more trouble
bye.
by misgendering people on
What?
purpose. She did a whole thing on her
Mm-hmm.
Twitter because she didn't understand why people were coming to her about identifying herself by her pronouns as she, her, he, him, they, them, things like that. She was like, oh well, I'm just gonna put beep boop beep as mine. And remember when I said I would bring back up Pedro Pascal later?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, his sister just came out as
Oh,
trans.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he is incredibly supportive of her. I believe she's on the cover of I forgot the fashion magazine, the Chilean version of it. I want to say
Probably
Vogue or
Vogue.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's been super supportive of her. So uh, I hate to think of him having to work with her while knowing her views. So
Listen.
maybe keep your goddamn mouth shut. And again, I don't know, she might have done more because I stopped following her around September when she was just getting real wild. I was like, madam, you were doing
So
too much,
so here's if you guys
just flexing all that
if
white
you
woman
guys will
privilege.
allow me just a moment, just a little brief moment. Girl, bye.
Oh
Take
no,
your ass on.
she
Nobody cares. You didn't actually contribute shit to the show. I said what I said and I fucking meant it. Your action sequences were okay at best. Ming Na is better
oh,
than
that you
you
can easily
by a
get a
lot.
good stunt woman to
Right,
play that
right.
role.
You can't fucking act. Like no one's gonna miss you. No one.
As I say, starting in December, she also was talking about how the election was stolen, and she was throwing out those claims of vote rigging and voter fraud, just throwing white women all over it.
But
So,
here's the thing. You could have had your views and still
and
kept your job.
I literally told somebody that the other day. I was like, there are plenty of people in Hollywood with shitty, fucked up views, and they're still working because they don't go out there
They keep
talking
their
about that
mouths
shit.
shut because
Fucking
you don't do shit.
fucking Walt Disney
Yeah,
had his
Walt Disney.
views. You can have your views the same as
Yeah,
his
say
and still have your job.
you got
madam.
things you want to compare things to Jews. Well, Walt Disney was probably there with you,
It's
but
Right.
called shut the
But
fuck
you
up.
keep it cute
Right.
and keep your mouth shut to keep your
Shut
job.
up, secure
You didn't
your
want your
bag.
job. And so now you don't have it.
so we have more on that story
Beep
because
boop beep to that.
I called this once I heard that she was getting fired and that all the angry people were out there talking about cancel culture. Well, apparently she has now entered a partnership with the Daily Wire, which is a conservative
Oh
website,
boy.
and Ben Shapiro, who, if you know him, he is a very
Yeah,
annoying
yeah.
white man.
He
who
sounds
basically
like this. He sounds
blames
like this, and
everything.
then he tries to talk really fast
Yes.
because I gotta prove that you're
He-
wrong, but I'm not really saying anything. Fuck that bitch.
He's one of those actually guys, when
Well,
when you make
actually-
a point, he's like, well,
Mhm.
actually.
But
He got roasted by a lot of people when he said that hip hop wasn't actually music, things like that. He also got roasted by Cardi B when he tried to analyze the lyrics to WAP and said that w- what was his saying, something about his wife is a doctor and that the conditions that she's describing in the songs are not normal and that those women have a problem and need to seek a gynecologist, things of that nature.
didn't he also get punched
She
in the
delightly
face?
fired his ass.
No, you're thinking Richard
Spencer
Spencer,
got
who
punched
is
in
a
the face,
legitimate
yeah.
Nazi
I
who
would
claims
like
he's
to
not a
punch
Nazi.
Ben Shapiro in the face.
Well, she has entered a partnership with him to produce a movie essentially based off of her experiences. My call was that she was going to write an autobiography and basically go about cancel culture and go on a book
Nailed
tour
it.
and get all that rich white people money. But yeah,
But what
she's
were
doing the
your
new thing because she can't write
experiences?
apparently.
What were your experiences? You had a job, your mouth fucked it up, you lost your job.
No, you can't say anything these days. It's cancel culture and people are too sensitive. Apparently that's what what the takeaway from this is. People are too sensitive.
No,
You can't
no,
say
no,
anything.
Not
it's
really
freedom of
sensitive enough
speech.
If you're
okay,
going
whoa.
to do a movie
Let's talk about freedom
your
of speech,
experience.
though. Freedom of speech. You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Freedom of speech.
Freedom
Well,
freedom of
actually,
speech.
actually, guys, okay, it's the First Amendment. Freedom.
That is pretty spot on for
It
Ben
is.
Shapiro, though. Good for you.
I watch.
You sound like an
Yeah,
annoying
I
white man.
watch enough political stuff, and I've heard enough people roast his ass that I have heard his voice almost on loop because they will play the clip and then fire his ass up. He's the worst.
Yeah.
But freedom of speech doesn't mean you get to say whatever the fuck you want and there are no consequences. It means you
Hmm.
can't be put in jail for saying what you want. No one is jailing you,
Exactly.
woman. Say what you
No.
want. But as private employers, which all of these companies are, because they're not the federal or state
Mhm.
fucking government, they have a right to not want to associate with your ass for being fucking stupid.
Yep.
So,
Disney and LucasArts basically said that her comments were
mhm.
reprehensible, and that they do not match the expression of the company. Also, she was dropped by her talent agency as well.
Aw.
Basically, we want everyone's money, so please don't think that this woman
Right.
speaks for us.
Because
Pretty
that's really
much,
what it is.
yeah. That big old disclaimer. The views and opinions of Gina
I
Carano
mean,
do not
because
express
listen,
that of
are there
Disney.
people at Disney that share her views? Of course there are. Of
Oh yeah, I'm sure
course
there are behind the
But they
scenes.
shut the hell up and they don't let their views fuck with their bag. Baby girl.
It's very
right?
simple.
It's so
Yep.
It's very simple.
So simple.
Gina Carano came out and said she is making her dream project with the conservative website, The Daily Wire. The Daily Wire is helping me make one of my dreams to develop and produce my own film come true. I cried out that my prayers were answered. I was sending them out. I am sending out a direct message of hope to everyone living in fear of cancellation by the totalitarian mob. I have only just begun using my voice, which is now freer than ever before, and I hope it inspires others to do the same. They can't cancel us if we won't let them.
So, madam, that means that they asked you to politely stop. You said, okay, maybe, and then just kept going.
Yeah, I don't understand it. People, if you're saying something, there's somebody behind the scenes going, "Hey, you shouldn't say that. You said that. Apologize. Keep it
Right.
moving." Like I'm sure somebody at Disney got on Letitia Wright when she was out there
Right,
talking
because she
wild.
done
They
shut
haven't
up.
heard anything from her
Right.
since.
She doesn't
She's not
exist
trying
right
to.
now. For
Yeah, she's not trying
very
to fuck up
quiet.
that bag.
No.
Gina Carano, apparently, you get that white woman in you and you get all antsy and you're pantsy and you're like, oh, you can't cancel me. I'm going to say something worse.
I would love to have that. You guys
Right?
wouldn't be able to
Must
stand
be
me.
Ugh.
nice.
And I always thought it was a joke when Louis C.K. was like, oh, I'm white. You can't even hurt my feelings. And I was like, yeah, he's very right. And then he did all a bunch of fucked up things and he's out there still making money again doing shows.
Mhm.
So he's
Yep.
100% right.
Listen, there is an audience for everybody. And if
Mhm.
it finds a successful career with her D-rated movie done with Ben Shapiro, then more power to you. I'm sure there is a crowd that will eat that shit
You would
up.
be surprised how much these movies make. It's the same thing with like those ultra conservative Christian movies about like miracles and like people the ones with Kirk Cameron's
Mhm.
sister, where she's like the teacher and like she's trying to pray in class and someone tries to cancel her and she has to go to Supreme Court. Those movies make a shitload
I
of money.
just, it's always if we replace Jesus with, I don't know, Allah or the Buddha or
Muhammad
any
or
of
yeah.
the Hindu gods, would you guys still feel as strongly about how we shouldn't cancel it and there should be blah? Like, y'all can just miss me with all of that. Live your best life. Go do that conservative bullshit where people want to hear it. Because you know where I don't want it? In my motherfucking Star Wars. So, bitch, bye. Bye.
Yeah, I also don't get it. You're supposed to be playing a character who is a legitimate
Mhm.
rebel, and apparently somewhere along the lines, Star Wars, the definition of the rebellions and the Empire got flipped. So now each side thinks they're the rebellion, and each side thinks the other side is the
Mhm.
Empire. So if you're a liberal leftist, you think that Gina Carano and conservatives are the Empire, and you're the rebellion fighting back against them, and they think the
Mhm.
exact
Yeah.
opposite.
Yeah.
Everyone is the hero. Nobody wants to be
It's
the
all
villain.
stupid, but also it just goes back to something very simple. Say what you say and mean what you say, and when you do that, then you're okay with the consequences. The end.
She wasn't a very good actress, and I
No.
She was
didn't
a
really like seeing
terrible
her face. And then she was
actress.
going to get a show.
I've
So, no,
she I
thank
was gonna say
you.
yeah that and the plans for what was it, Rangers of the New
Mhm.
Rebellion, hopefully she is no longer the main star and they give it to the dad from Kim's
Mhm.
Convenience, who is a
Mhm.
better actor
Would
and
love that.
a legitimate Star Wars like
Mhm.
super nerd. Have you ever seen that? Like the guy has a massive Star Wars
Listen,
collection,
give it.
and
I've never been to his house. No.
he loves Star Wars
Listen,
legitimately. Like
you
I watched an
can
interview of him talking about when they
you
cast him,
can give it
and
to
he
my
looked like
AirPod container, and my AirPod charger would do a better job than Gina Carano, like having their own show.
Make it do a flip off the.
yeah.
Make
I
it
was
do
gonna
a
say,
flip off the mic.
would your AirPod container do their own
Yep.
stunts?
See, does its own stunts. We're good. Bye.
Apparently, fans are trying to fan cast Lucy Lawless to take over the role. Which, while I love Lucy Lawless, she is nearly 20 years older than Gina Carano.
Don't do that. Don't do that
No,
to
no, no.
my Xena.
I love Xena. I love Lucy Lawless, but I'm there are a lot of age appropriate actresses that could take
I
the
mean,
role.
yes.
I just think Lucy
Whoa, whoa,
Lawless
whoa, whoa, whoa.
is
She could also be
Wait,
there,
wait. I need
though.
a 20 on the play because first off, yes, there are a lot of age appropriate actresses, but let's also not act like Gina Carano didn't look old as fuck. So it's not like it would be that much of a trade off. I said what I said.
no. I think Gina Carano is something like 36, 37, whereas Lucy Lawless is like 55.
But can she just be in it?
Oh no,
Since Eric doesn't want to see her doing anything.
no, give me Lucy Lawless in Star Wars. I'm 100% there for it. I just don't think she should be playing Cara Dune.
I don't think we need Cara Dune.
I think Cara Dune should
right.
die.
I don't think we need
Yeah,
Cara Dune.
I wouldn't mind if they either killed her off or they just never mentioned her again.
All of those work for
Fine
me.
with either. Yeah. You can Terrence Howard it and cast a better actor in the role. I'd take him as the new Iron Man. Come on, Tony, man. Let me get one of these suits.
I've paused in game because I didn't want to act ridiculous, and here you go. Here you go.
No,
Come on,
I'm
man.
with him.
I gotta help you fight that ironmonger.
You know what? I'm gonna turn it back on then. Since we're doing this, I'm gonna turn it back on.
Come on,
Let
man.
me enjoy myself. How about that?
All right. Well, with that, guys, we have given you our news for the week. We said what we said, and we stand by all of our commentary on these stories. But we would,
Especially that I think Face Off 2 could work. I think it could work.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Anyway, you can let us know what you think about that fuckery by leaving some comments below if you're watching the video, or if you are listening to the podcast. You can always reach out to us. You can do that through our email address, which is concentratedpodcast@gmail.com, our Facebook page, which is just Concentrated Podcast, or either of our social media accounts on both Twitter and Instagram. We are at Concentrated Pod on both. If you like this episode, which I hope you do, because we're giving you some good stuff here.
Apparently, Captain America just picked up Mjolnir because Mjolnir just lost her shit.
Which we
Every time I see
we knew was gonna happen.
Yo, shit.
Oh my gosh.
It's amazing. I'm sorry. I stopped it right there. And then you guys were doing your thing. So I'm doing mine.
Lord. Anyway, guys, if you like this shit show, feel free to, rate us, drop a review, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel, tell a friend.
Or just if you don't subscribe to the YouTube channel, you can't see these amazing faces that Manera is making right now as she watches Endgame.
You miss all of Manera's faces and squeals. So make sure that you subscribe. Also, while we are, as you know, still doing Concentrated, we also have some other shows that you might be interested in. If you're into MMA, make sure that you check out Throwing Bows. It's probably just what you're looking for. As a matter of fact, I know that we were talking about UFC 258 this week, so you might want to check that out. If you are looking for 3 POCs talking about British shit, i.e. right now, Gangs of London, definitely check out.
Chip cheerio.
Oh no, that was
I know, it wasn't
terrible.
good. It wasn't good. I'm still in my MCU. It was horrible.
You go get down on your British and you pop your tea, your thumb, and
there it is. There it is.
Hey,
you know, you're getting down with the Roy Rogers and whatnot.
If you want all of that, make sure that you're checking out Cup and Saucer. And then lastly, for all of our Marvel fans, we have Heralds of the MCU, not the Empire. That's another thing for another day. We're talking about the MCU.
Maybe when we get new Star Wars.
Maybe when we get new Star Wars. But we have Heralds of the MCU, where right now we are breaking down every episode of WandaVision on a weekly basis. So make sure you'll see all of the links for these pop up on the top. Make sure that you check them out. And then lastly, if you want to leave us a voicemail, you can do that by calling in to 301 531 4393. Again, that's 301 531 4393. That's it for this week, guys. If you're celebrating Valentine's Day today, it's okay, girl. Just put in that work and maybe next year you won't be the side piece. Same for the side dicks. Y'all just need to work a little harder.
Play your position,
Or
girl.
play your
Guy,
position. Do what you need
y'all.
to do. Enjoy that discount candy.
Yeah, ladies, gents, theys, thems.
Work it
Yeah.
out.
Find you somebody.
Anybody can be a side piece. Everybody knows that.
Yep.
Anybody.
As they say in the streets, anyone can get it.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you again next week. Bye.
Peace.